Cancer, this is your March Tarot reading. It's coming from the mountains of Java. But as you'll see, I've got a picture of the Bangkok amulet market, where I was in January. But the reason is that I'm using a Thai amulet just to bring luck to my divination. Cancer, I think this might be about love. I'm not sure. You look at that middle card and that does tell us what it's about, and that doesn't say love. It's the King of Swords. It's about, well, saying that you're clever, saying that you've got information, got control of information. Maybe it's saying you're a little over right-brained. I don't know. That has cropped up for other signs. You look at the bottom right. We've got the Eight of Cups. That's you getting disillusioned with something and walking away. Could that be love? Because the current energy is the Two of Cups, which is a new and divine love. So I think a love does come to you. So I think you walked away from love and found a new one. But I'm not at all certain, despite saying it's a divine love, I'm not at all certain it's right for you. Because we now have the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, multiple opportunities. So maybe many opportunities came in for love, and you chose the wrong one, because this suggests that not everything is what it seems. That would fit in with this sort of King of Swords. You perhaps thinking you know what's going on and don't. We've certainly had that for other cards. You see, the energy that impacts on the outcome is the Knight of Swords, which is a winning at all cost energy. I wonder, did you choose a narcissist? I wonder. What would avoid the outcome, but I think the outcome's a good outcome, is temperance. That's you being more conciliatory. But of course, if they are a narcissist, that's not what you ought to be doing. And then the outcome itself is the Emperor card, powerful, strong. Maybe something of a father figure, maybe a little bit conservative. I wonder if that's the wrong way that you should be. I'm not sure. Let's look at all these cards individually, because I'm not entirely certain of it. Now, as I say, the energy that runs throughout this is the King of Swords. He's a king that... Well, he's an intellectual king. He's a king that knows what he's doing. He's a king that's got information. But I sometimes worry that he's a king that thinks he's got the information. You know, does he have the right information? It's a card that runs throughout the whole thing, so it is about this sort of knowledge or information, but whether or not it's the right knowledge and right information, I'm not sure, and it's going to keep coming back in this reading. I'm pretty certain of that. The past energy is the Eight of Cups. You getting disillusioned with something and walking away from it. You look at it, he's walking away from that beautiful lake and those Eight of Cups. And he's going to walk up that mountain, and there's a moon there, so he's walking into the unknown. It's not going to be easy, but he's determined to do it. What did you walk away from in the past? Could it have been love? I honestly don't know. I think it might be. But you certainly became disillusioned, and you certainly turned your back on something. And your current energy is the Two of Cups, which suggests a new love comes into your life. It needn't necessarily be a new love. It might be sort of a business partner, but it's somebody that you can you really feel strongly towards, like they're a mirror to you. There feels to be something divine about it, almost a soulmate type of quality. Is it love, or is this about business? Because I've just had this thought that maybe it's about a business or work. But something new comes into your life, and it feels so right, it feels so good. But is it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Now, one of the reasons why I say it might not be a new love, might be a business partner or a new job, something like that, is your future energy is at the Seven of Cups, and that's many opportunities. But not all the opportunities are good ones. So if you look at the cups, well, if you've got a temple in a cup or a horseshoe, you'd probably be very happy. There's one with a cover over it, so you wouldn't know. But if you were to get a snake in a cup, well, you wouldn't want that, would you? So, I mean, it could be love, couldn't it? It could be you've got many suitors. It's certainly about opportunities. It's certainly about things coming to you. And it's sort of suggesting that you need to choose wisely. Yeah. We now have the Five of Swords, a card of winning at all costs, a card of conflict. I mean, I did initially think that maybe this person you found is a narcissist. But could it, I mean, you know, I did go back and say, well, is it about business or work? Do you find that you've got yourself into a situation whereby there isn't give and take? People aren't willing to... You can't get what you want out of the situation because it's just so competitive. There's no way of winning. Feels a bit like the world at the moment, doesn't it? I mean, the world is a narcissistic world, for sure. So, I was probably right about narcissism, but is it a narcissistic lover? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You probably know better than me what this is all about. But I can feel the energies for sure. Now, what would change the outcome is the Temperance card. Now, it could be about you being more temperate, but I think it's more about you taking the middle ground. But if you're dealing with narcissism, and, you know, it doesn't have to be in love, it could be, you know, if you're in a situation where you can't win, trying to compromise isn't the right thing to do. Trying to win probably isn't. Walking away, which is what you did before, is probably the right thing to do. Is this a gradual realisation on your behalf that everything in the world is so dominated by narcissists, everything is so rigged, that you need to stop playing? Do you need to take yourself up a mountain as I have and grow your own food and grow your own medicine as I do? I wouldn't wish it on anyone, you know. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a choice on my behalf, but I can recommend it to a degree. To a degree. Because you see, I think the outcome's a good outcome. So if being conciliatory means you don't get the outcome, maybe it's the wrong thing to do. The outcome is the Emperor. Card of power, a card of strength, a father figure. Maybe a little bit conservative. But is this you sort of taking back your power from narcissist? And as we've said, you know, maybe you need to walk away from things. Rather than fighting it head on, you need to walk away from things. Because I do see this as a good outcome. I do see it as a good outcome. Yeah, I think we need some clarification, but it does feel to me like you're doing many of the right things. Like us all, you're reacting at the moment, but you know, what can we do other than react when we really don't know what's going on in the world? None of us do fully. You know, some people have their ideas, and you know, yeah. Well, I'm not going to go into all of those sort of ideas you come across, but I think so much of it's a smokescreen. What we can be sure of is that there's a huge degree of narcissism. There is a large number of people who are attempting to win at all costs, and there are a large number of people that are going to lose out as a result. So let's get some clarity. And the clarity I seek is on this Seven of Cups, these opportunities that are not all that they seem. The first card we get is the Magician card. I mean, it's normally about manifesting. So did you manifest these opportunities? I wonder. The second card is the Knight of Cups. A wonderful loving knight, but a bit of a fool for love. So maybe it's come back to saying this is about love. And the final card is the unknown. Maybe even fear of the unknown, the moon. Let's look at each individually. Now this first card of clarity is the Magician card. And I normally say that it's about manifesting. It could be about actual magic, and I think in this case it doesn't matter. Is it that you wished for these opportunities? Could be. Or could it be that some of these opportunities are using magic, or there's magic behind some of it? It doesn't matter, because this is just clarifying these opportunities are not at all what they seem. But there's something more behind them that is important, and it's probably the interplay of your wishes and these opportunities. That's probably what's going on here. And the next card of clarity is the Knight of Cups. Now, I describe him as a fool for love. So are you fooling yourself about this new love that comes into your life? I think so. I mean, it could simply be that, you see, this Knight of Cups, he's very loving, but also very lovable. So he is prone to cheat himself, because of, if somebody loves him back, he can't resist it. So, given that it's about all these opportunities, is it that you found love and more love comes about and you're tempted? It's possible. It doesn't really matter. It could be either of those, but it's a bit like number 42 buses on the Oxford Road in Manchester. They always come in 3s and 4s. They never come decently spaced out. And the final card of clarity is the Moon card, which is the unknown. It could also be fear of the unknown. But we're pretty certain now that we're talking about love. So I'm coming down on the side that there is connected to that Two of Cups card, the new love that came into your life. And you fell head over heels with them. But what you didn't spot was the drawbacks with them. So it does feel to me like they are a narcissist. We've got that winning at all costs. We've got this unknown about them. You've fallen head over heels in love with somebody and it's not the right person. They're probably a narcissist. They're probably love bombed you at first, so it felt fabulous at first. But slowly the problems are coming out in the form of arguments in which they attempt to win at all cost. Cancer, this reading for March is about you thinking, well, it's all about love, but it's about you thinking you have the information you need and you don't quite. In the past, you walked away from a love, and that signaled to the world that you were looking for love, and new love came to you, and it felt perfect. It felt like a divine love. It felt like just what you wanted. I'm pretty certain they're a narcissist that you've fallen for, and that they love bombed you, so therefore you were blind to what was really going on. You're a bit of a romantic fool, and you do fall for people, just like me anyway, and so you're sort of making excuses for them, but there's something deeply wrong with them, and you get a sort of an inkling that there's something wrong, because there's constant arguments, and in those arguments they attempt to win at all cost, which is a red flag that you have found yourself a narcissist. And the thing you've got to do is you've got to get out of that relationship. But because you're a sort of a fool for love, maybe you're an empath, what you do is you make excuses for them. You try and get back to that stage of the love bombing, but you never will. You try and take the middle ground, you try and work things out, but it just isn't going to work, you know. And I think, unlike me, who stayed in a relationship like this for some 20 odd years, you do see through it and you do get out of it. And this sees you coming back to your power, coming back to realising that you need to be a little bit more guarded, a little bit more conservative in the future. So I think you really do learn from this. It's an experience that most of us go through at some point in our lives, and one that I believe that you really have learned from. So, you know, it's a good thing that it's happened, but it won't feel like it at the time.